'cause I'm coming. Woo! What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Junior's World of Soul. I am back with the new video. It's Friday, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It is Flashback Friday. And as you can hear, I came in with Sam and Dave's classic, Hold On, I'm Coming. And the reason why I came in with them is because this video is all about Stax Records. It's all about them. Now, y'all know as many videos I've done, I love Motown. I love Motown. I told y'all about how I went to the Motown Museum. It was life-changing. Everything about it was great. But my favorite is Stax. And I'm like, I look back and I'm like, I have not done a video just dedicated to Stax. So I was, listening to some music, and just jamming. I'm like, yo, I need to do a dedication to them, because the last video I did was talking about Stax is the video when I did with Gaylena, and me and her was talking about, Stax versus Motown. And I kind of cringe at that video now, because I'm like, it should have been better than that. Me as a Stax lover, it's like, I'm looking in that video like, yo, Junior, really? This is what you pulling out for Stax Records, and you love them? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this could be better than this. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, the reason why I love Stax, because I feel like they were deep soul. They were that country cooking, that eggs, grits, and pudding type of thing. If y'all know about pudding, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's that deep soul, and that's what I love. You know what I mean? I've done a video, talking about Johnny Taylor, who was part of Stax Records. Like, that's the music I grew up on. My grandparents, they liked Motown, but I think they love Stax more because they love that Southern soul. Motown, their mission was to be mainstream, to connect to white America. That wasn't Stax's thing. You know what I'm saying? They just let you be who you are, just sing, and that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? If it crossed over, it did. If it didn't, hey. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I really love about Stax Records, for real. So that's why, for me, I definitely had to do this video. I had to do that brown liquor music, because that's what Stax is to me. And it's crazy because I don't even drink brown liquor like that. I'm a vodka head. You know what I'm saying? So, but, yo, I had to do a video. I'm calling this the Sound of Stax. And these are my top 7 songs, my favorites, that anytime I'm on a Stax playlist, I've got to play these songs. So hopefully you guys are ready to jam, ready to enjoy, take y'all back to that Memphis soul, and let's get it started. So I'm gonna start with this song. I'm gonna play Knock on Wood by Eddie Floyd, so we can kind of, you know what I'm saying, I want to give y'all a little background. You know what I'm saying? Have this playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all a little background about Stax Records. Well, this is a little brief one. I don't want to go all day with it. I just want to give y'all a little brief one. Well, Stax Records was really discovered by Jim Stewart and his sister, esteemed I can never say her name right, Acton. That's what I'm going to say. And if you figure it out, the way they came up with Stax was the first 2 letters of his last name, which is Stewart, and Acton, which is her the first 2 of her last name, and you put it together and you got Stax Records. But it wasn't really gonna be that, because in the beginning they called it Satellite Records. And Satellite Records, when Jim got it, it was gonna be country. It was gonna be country. That was the music that he liked. But he was introduced then to soul music. And after he was introduced to soul music, he started to really enjoy it. And then he met Rufus Thomas, who was a radio DJ in Memphis. And once he met Rufus, Satellite Records changed forever. Because then, once, Jim started really loving R&B and soul music, he was like, he saw that Rufus had that talent, and he brought his daughter along, which is Carla Thomas, and they made a song, "'Cause I Love You," and that song got, Satellite Records a distribution with Atlantic, and once that happened, then they changed the name, and they changed it to Stax Records. So that's kind of like a little brief history, because then after that, in 1962, that's kind of when, like, the legendary career really began. But that's kind of like a little short, little brief some like summary or history or whatever you want to call it about, you know, how Stax Records really begun, because it's crazy to think that it was going to be a country station, but you can't really think like that because it was in Memphis, and that's the South, and that was country music, even though blues comes from country music, and we know that's all from soul. Let's just put it is what it is. It is. But he fell in love with, you know, soul music, and he was like, yo, I want to take this somewhere. And him and his sister got it together, because you see interviews with the artists, and they say just because everybody know Jim Stewart, a lot of people, they said Estelle was a big part of it. She was like that silent person, but she had to be there to get everything rolling. So that's your brief kind of summary of the history of Stax Records. And I'm just ready to talk about my favorites. As y'all hear that, Knock on Wood by Eddie Floyd is such a classic too, but it didn't make my top 7 list. But it's a classic as well, but it didn't make my list. So let's get it started. Starting at number 7 is a member of the in-house band of Stax Records, Booker T and the MGs. This guy actually went solo and had a legendary career. His name is Issac Hayes. Now, yes, Issac Hayes was a part of Booker T and the MGs. He played the piano, and you know, it's just I just can't wait to discuss Booker T and the MGs. I can't wait to discuss it. But anyway, Booker T and the MGs actually are like what Booker T and the MGs are to Stax is what Funk Brothers was to Motown. You know, Funk Brothers was the in-house that played every instrument for every record that was put out of Motown, and that's what Booker T and the MGs were. So that was that. This song right here that I'm talking about at number 7 is, I think, a song that really made, to me, production-wise, really took, it was just legendary for Issac. No, I'm not talking about Shaft. Nope, I'm not talking about Shaft. I figured it was the obvious then, y'all. It's not Shaft. But this song was actually a remake, but Issac made it his own. Oh my God, he made it his own. This production is amazing. And coming in at number 7 is this. Here we go. I'm so excited. I'm such a nerd when I talk about Stax Records. I'm such a nerd, but here is number 7. Oh my God, that production is epic. Y'all cannot tell me you not feeling that production of Walk On By. I feel like that production is one of the best productions I've ever heard. As a kid, you know, because as a kid, I'm going to keep it real, I wasn't the biggest Issac Hayes fan. But when my mother played this song for me for the first time, I made her play it over and over because the production of this record was just epic. Like, you know, the 45 is like 4 minutes or 3 minutes, one or the other. But then I guess they had the 78, and that joint is like 7 minutes long, and it is just, the production of this record is just epic. I love it. And you know what's so crazy? It just seems like every time somebody takes a cover of Dion, because Dion did it second, because I think the first one was actually the writer of the song was Burt Bacharach. He did it, and then Dion did it. So she did it her way. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like once Issac did it, I don't think about Dion's version anymore, to keep it real with you. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think about her version. And that seems to happen when people remake her songs. Like, first it was him, then Luther came and did it with A House Is Not a Home, and I'm sorry, after Luther did it, it's like, do you really think about Dion's version? Like, honestly, like, think to yourself, do you really think about it? But I'm not even gonna stunt, Dion. I know if you watch this, you can puff on your L and be like, I am a legend, because you are absolutely a legend. But when people kind of cover your song, sweetheart, they take it there. And with this, Issac did that. Like, just listen. Oh my God, like, you hear that? Like, that production is just so amazing. And it got me as a kid. So it was like, once I heard that, and it was like, it made me want to go into more of Issac Hayes' production. And his production is amazing. It's just amazing. But Walk On By, definitely, if you don't know this song, I can't really trust you. There's something wrong, because there's so many people that have actually used the sample. Biggie did it with Warning. Faith did it with No Other Love. Alicia Keys did it. Ashanti did it with Rain On Me. And her version, if you watch her video, she is, her video, she has Lorenz Tate in it that was in Dead Presidents. And they also put Issac Hayes' Walk On By on the Dead Presidents soundtrack. And they let him do a video for it. So that's how great that song is. Like, it is amazing, y'all. And it's just like, if you have not heard Walk On By, the whole 7-minute version, you are bugging. But I'm definitely going to put it in the more info box, because that song, y'all, epicness. So coming at number 7 is Issac Hayes' Walk On By. All right. Coming in at number 6 is my second favorite male singer of all time, Mr. Otis Redding. Now, Otis wasn't really a part of Stax. And let me explain. He was down with Volt. And Volt was I guess how they say it, a subsidiary, if I'm saying it right. It's like a sister or brother to the main label. So the main label was Stax. So Stax had brothers that was, you know, Volt and somebody else, but he was definitely part of the Stax family. And, you know, once he came out in 1962 with A Pain in My Heart, and that hit for him, he just kept coming with hits after hits after hits after hits, and his life was taken so short in 1968, because it seems like, to me, y'all know during that time, a lot of our blacks wasn't really mainstream. It was like the only mainstream artist that you really talked about was between, I say, 1955 to like 1964. It was, you know, you had Little Richard, you had, you know, Sam Cooke, you had Nat King Cole, and you had, was that it? And Jackie Wilson. Those were kind of the people that was mainstream. But then you still had Ray Charles in there, and he had a little bit more. But then you had James also doing me, James Brown and Otis Redding, but they wasn't mainstream yet. And then it was like, as soon as, you know, once Jackie started going down more, it was like somebody else was coming up. And then once Sam Cooke died, it was like Otis started making his way. So him and James Brown at the same time started climbing. And then in 68, you know, he passed. So we don't know what his career would have been, but I think it would have been completely huge. And it was just a life taken so short. And his voice did something to me as a kid. Like, Sam Cooke is my favorite, but when I heard Otis, I was just like, the grit and the soul, it really took me as a kid, and that's why I really, really loved his voice, you know what I'm saying? So, with this song coming in at number 6, anytime I want to hear an Otis Redding song, I go to this song first, because he is the originator of this song, and in my opinion, I like it better, but, you know, it's just the production of it and everything. So I feel like when I don't know what Otis song I want to listen to, I can always go to this song. So this song at number 6, here we go. I'm not going to tell y'all the songs. I'm going to just go in so then y'all can start singing it along. So here we go.
What you want, what you got it, and what you need, baby, you got it. All I ask me,
it's that when I come home. Yeah, nah, yeah. Ooh, Lord. Hey, little girl. Woo, yeah. Oh my God. Like, I love the production of this song. And it seems like people forget about Otis's version because the Queen made it, what, 2 years later, and it became like a monster hit. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter because Otis is on it for songwriting credits. You know what I'm saying? But this song, y'all, the production is crazy. Booker T and the MGs are playing the hell out of this on Respect. Like, they going in. Like, I feel like I would have loved to be there in the studio when they did this. And because this is on the Otis Blue album, and I feel like that's Otis Redding's best album. And yo, if you listen to that whole album, Otis Blue, you feel like you're at a concert for like 35 minutes. It's like a concert. It don't even matter if the songs are slow. Yo, Booker T and the MGs are playing their ass off, and you can hear the raw and the realness of it. It's not, you know, the production is not, you know, the realness is not removed. Not saying that about Motown, but I feel like Motown was, you know, the production was a little stale a little bit so mainstream can connect to it. To me, like this, oh my God, like just listen to this. Everything is in there. You just hear every instrument and you feel like you jamming with them. And that's what I really like about this song. And that's why I love it. And again, I feel like when you listening to Respect and Mr. Pitiful and Shake and all these songs off the Otis Blue album, it's like, yo, it's like you're at a concert and you grooving with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I really like. The production really does it for me, for real. But, you know, I cannot not play, you know, Aretha's version because, I mean, I had to play the originator because, you know, I like his better anyway because I just explained, because musically I feel like it's better. Aretha, I feel like something is taken away from it so mainstream can again connect to it, and that's what happened. But Aretha did a thing with it, you know what I'm saying, even though she don't like people covering hers, but that's neither here nor there. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think, you know, Aretha did a thing on it, and obviously this is the remake of Otis's version, and here we go. Gotta give Riri some a little bit of respect. So wow, give Riri some little respect. That was dope. But here we go. It's for a little respect when you go home. Yeah, baby, when you get home. Mister, just a little bit. So, you know, mainstream can connect to that. You know what I mean? It's not in your face. The production is not so in your face. You know what I mean? It's all, I guess it's all about Aretha's vocals. You know what I mean? So, but coming in at number 6, definitely Otis Redding with his version, the original version of Respect. Keeping the Otis vibe going. Coming at number 5 is a duet with the queen of Stax, Miss Carla Thomas, as I explained in my little brief history of Stax Records. I call her the queen because if it wasn't for her and her father doing "Cause I Love You," you know, it might have still been satellite records with country music. Who knows? That's why that song ended up getting so huge, and that song was kind of huge, a radio hit, and Atlantic Records heard it, and that's when they was like, okay, we're going to give y'all a distribution deal. So that's why I give her the title of the Queen of Stax. And also her song Gee Whiz is Christmas. Oh my God. I think that was the second song I knew as a kid, like 2 years old. Even though that comes from Gee Whiz, Look at Your Eyes. But that's not on my list. But that song is also a classic as well, because that was a big hit for Carla in 1961, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this song right here with Otis and Carla is such a classic. Every time I hear it, it makes me want to smile. You want to dance to it. You want to groove to it. You even want to laugh to it. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys, I kind of gave you a hint about it already. But if you don't, here is number 5. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Woo! on, yeah. I love that. Yo, Otis, yo, I'm telling you, he's that gritty soul, yo, for real. And you know what's so funny about this? Everybody calls this song a duet, right? Which in reality it is. But in my opinion, I'm like, Otis is really the only one singing because Carla's not singing. For real. She's reading the heck out of him, for real. But Otis's comebacks is crazy, though. But listen to this. I love this part.
I don't care what you say, you're still a tramp. That's right. You haven't even got a fat bankroll.
Get it together, Otis. Get it together.
I got 6 Cadillac, 5 Lincoln, 4 gold, 6 records, 3 T-Rex,
Ooh, I'm a lover. No, prove it by me. Yeah. Like, you can tell when you listen to this song that him, Otis, and Carla was having so much fun in the studio. Just going back and forth with each other. And it was just a fun record. You know what I mean? And every time this joint come on, especially this, I just get my steak on. I love it. But actually, y'all, this is not the original version of this song. Everybody might think it is, but this is not the original version for real. The original version was done by what is his name? Lowell Fuson. He did it first. It was kind of like a bluesy type of thing. But then once Otis and Carla got it, they brought so much soul to it. And it was like, you can even ask him. He was like, yo, once they got it and they did it, it was their song. You know, he respects it. You know what I'm saying? He definitely respects it. But that was just a fun fact for y'all, because everybody thinks when people remake it, they be like, oh, that's Otis and Carla's song, and in reality it wasn't. So just wanted to give y'all that a little bit. But it's so many people that remade or sampled, because a lot of people didn't remake it, but they sampled it. They sampled the beat. They might have sampled the hook. They might have sampled. These are the 3 that I could come off the top of my head with. So here's the 3, and we just gonna play it. And here we go. This is my joint right here, though. This is off a classic. RZA. That's why he's one of my favorites, because he chooses the beats, and it's crazy. But here we go. Woo! Oh, God. Yes, I love that song. That's one of my favorites off 36 Chambers, which is the Mystery of Chessboxing. I love that joint. That's why I love RZA, because RZA digs. Like, he really digs. And that's why, like, he's one of my favorites when it comes to hip-hop producers. Dope. The next one, they actually use the hook for it. It's a classic. They made theirs a classic as well. It's coming from Salt and Pepper. And here we go. Here we go. All righty. Come on. All right. Tramp. Tramp. You dude who's stupid and rude, he dogs your mood like that. To the world. Sex on his mind. Well, don't touch my body. I love that part. I love that part. But Salt and Pepper did their thing on that, and that is a classic in their own right. And this song he's so underrated as a hip hop artist. My uncle loves him, and that's why I ended up really liking this dude, even though he's on Mary's first album, What's the 411, and I knew him, but you know, he was with Brand Nubians, and you know, then he went on his own, and he's so underrated. And I'm talking about Grand Poobah, and this song was a hit, but they're also using a little bit of the sample of Tramp, and here we go.
We gonna hit it down like this, y'all.
What goes around comes back around again. What goes around comes back around again. Woo! What goes around comes back around again. Y'all hear that, like the drum that they use? So that was the three that I thought, for real, that I really kind of thought. But there's so many other people that use, you know, Otis and Carla's Tramp. But yo, if you're talking about Stax, you gotta talk about Tramp with Otis and Carla. It was such a big record. Check out, it's off their King and Queen album. That album is dope. Like, it just celebrated like 50 years this year. And they Knock on Wood version, their Eddie Floyd version of Knock on Wood, epic. Tramp is on there. They did Bring It Home to Me. Like, it's a classic. So I would recommend y'all check that out. So coming in number 5 is Tramp off of the King and Queen album from Otis Redding and Carla Thomas. Coming in at number 4 is the in-house band that played on most of all Stax records. And as a kid, y'all, I never knew the title of this song. I always knew it was Booker T and the MGs, but as a kid, I never knew the title until my soul idol, Felix Hernandez of the Rhythm Review. He's on WBGO between 10 and 2 on Saturdays, and he plays Stax. He goes from basically the 50s all the way to, I say, sometimes to the 80s. But mostly 60s, 70s Stax, Motown, you know, disco, funk, all that good stuff. He's an idol of mine. Been loving this guy since I was basically 9 years old. So, but he finally played it, and I finally knew the name of the song. So it's Booker T and the MGs, and this song is called Green Onions. And y'all probably like, Green Onions, what the hell is this? Once I play it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So here we go. Bump. Love that song, yo. Like, it's just like, you feel like you're the instrument. Like, you feel like you want to be the guitar. You feel like you want to be the piano. Like, it's just so dope. This song is so dope. But I'm like, Green Onions. Who would ever think about that? So, like, for me, when I think about this song, I always also think about Junior Walker and the All-Stars. And they were kind of like that. They were kind of like another band with Motown. But they got songs like Shotgun. At least they got a hook. They don't even have a hook to this song. So you don't even know. So when he finally told, you know, Felix finally told me the title, or told the world the title of the song. And I'm like, because I would always tell my mom, it'd be like, da-da-da-da-da. And my mom like, who the hell are you talking about? And I could never get it right. So finally, when I heard it and Felix said it, I was like, Mom, Green Onions. She like, Green Onions? So now you guys know the title of that song. You probably heard it so many times, but damn, did not know the name of the damn song. So it's Green Onions. Love this joint. You know, it's crazy. It's so many reasons why they call it Green Onions. The research I found was that Jim Stewart heard the song and he said it was nasty, like it was dope. He was like, ooh, it's nasty. So the first thing he could think of, something being nasty, Green Onions. So he named it that. But then Booker T from, you know, Booker T and the MGs said they wanted to call the song Funky Onions. And it would make kind of sense because onions is kind of funky, for real. Even though I love onions. But it's kind of funky, so it would make sense. They said they didn't want to name it Funky Onions because it was low class. But you call it Green Onions. I mean, doesn't that still kind of make it low class, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we don't want to call it Funky Onions because it's low class, so we call it Green Onions. I'm like, that don't make it any better. But whatever kind of onions it is, it's some good ass onions, because this production of this record is amazing. It's dope. One of the greatest instrumentals. I feel like Booker T and the MGs are the reason that group, you know, mother, father, sister, brother of the Philly soul was able to have something, because Love Is a Message and the Philly, the Sound of Philly, that you use on Soul Train. Those are instrumentals. And if it wasn't because of songs like this with Booker T and the MGs, there might wouldn't have been, you know, groups like, you know, Mother, Father, Sister, Brother. So definitely, when you got a playlist and you're talking about Stax Records, you cannot not talk about Green Onions from Booker T and the MGs. And now you guys know the name, Green Onions. But you know what I like also about this and why I play it with my family, because what I do is, like, when I come home and I go to Jersey and be with my family, we come in and everybody kind of come in because I go and get my mom, and we all come in the house and everybody go change or whatever. I go to my computer and I put on, you know, I'm like, I need a song to kind of get everybody still moving, but we know what time it is. It's party time, drinking time, all that. I go to my computer, I'll be like, ooh, let me play this, and I play Green Onions, and everybody kind of like, you know, you start hearing the finger snapping and the hand clapping and things like that. And I'm like, okay, this gets everybody right. Go get your first drink and let's get it popping. You know what I'm saying? So I love this song, and that's why I had to put it at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is from my uncle. I consider him my uncle in my life, Mr. Johnny Taylor. And no, the song is not Disco Lady. It's too obvious. No. Now, that was a number 1 record for him. Absolutely. It was big, but that's on this list. It's not on mine because it's not a big favorite of mine, for real. Keep real. But, again, it was too obvious. But I love this song because I feel like it's a good sing-along song. And anytime I'm starting with a Johnny Taylor playlist, this song has to be played first to get you in that vibe. I don't want to just hit you with Disco Lady. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, shake it up, shake it down, move it. Like, nah, man, I got to slowly get you there. And this song, for me, it gets me there, and it must be get my family there because my family be on it too. And here coming at number 3 is a favorite of mine from Uncle Johnny Taylor. And it goes a little something like this. Here we go. Do you believe in me too? Woo! Me be your best friend. Yeah, woo! That feels so good. Like, you see how it gradually gets you in? It gradually gets you in. You know what I'm saying? But it's soulful. It's still smooth. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody's so quick to go to Disco Lady. They quick to go to Cheaper to Keeper. Even though Cheaper to Keeper is just like, I feel, to me, it's a great song, but I feel like, to me, it just puts the mood down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want something that make me believe. You know what I'm saying? So that's why this joint, and this joint was actually a big song for him. It was number 1, but it was like number 9 or number 11 on the pop charts, but it was like number 1 on the R&B charts. But when I hear people talking about Johnny Taylor, they don't go to this song a lot, and I'm like, huh? I'm like, come on. Like, this song is classic, in my opinion. And my favorite part of this song, it just makes you be like, oh, shit. And you grab your cup and you just vibe out. You just vibe out. And I love this part. And here we go. It's right here. And I just love it. It's like a nice little breakdown. But here we go. Woo, shit! Do 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 do. Yeah! Oh, I love that. It's like a nice little breakdown. It's still smooth, but Johnny's still talking to you. He's still talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how dope that breakdown is. I love it. Now, I love a good breakdown. If you give me a good breakdown in the joint, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And that breakdown right there is dope to me. You know what I'm saying? So that is a favorite of mine. And I have to play that song. And I had to put it on the list. But, you know, I try to go from, you know, old or classic to current. And so when my girl, Melody Fiona, who is one of my favorite singers to come out of the decade, her and Jasmine Sullivan, I love them. I wish they got so much a better machine behind them so they can be pushed, because them girls can sing and they make good music. So I was hyped when she used this sample for one of her songs. Now, if I love a song and you use the sample wrong, then we gonna have a problem. But Melody used it right, and I like how she used it. Whoever producer is, I can't think of it, but it was on her first album, The Bridge, and the song is called Walk On By, and I just love the way they did this, really. But here we go. Fool me once, but you won't fool me twice. Don't say shit, just walk on by. Oh man! And hers is fast, and they sped it up a little bit, but it still sound good. So whoever the producer is, I'm going to find out, because I don't even know who the producer is. I'm going to look in the credits and see who the producer is for real. But they did their thing on it. I love it. But again, Johnny Taylor had to be on this list. He was part of Stax Records. Why would I not make him a part of this list? So Johnny Taylor with I Believe in You and You Believe in Me, coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, if it wasn't for this family, gospel wouldn't be as big and as mainstream as it is today. There would be, honestly, it would be no BB and CC. It would be no Kurt Franklin. It would be no Mary Mary. It would be no, Lecrae, all that. It wouldn't be any of these, mainstream artists that make gospel music. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for this group and this legendary group that sometimes go under the radar, and I'm talking about the Staple Singers. Yes, the Staple Singers were part of Stax Records. I know y'all looking at me because, really, I didn't even know they were part of Stax Records until I was like a teenager. And it's crazy because we have their records, and I ain't looking at the damn, I'm not even looking at the damn label to see that they're part of Stax, but I never really paid it any mind. But of course, my music teacher, who was my mother, told me, yes, they were part of Stax Records. You didn't know that? No, Mom, of course not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. You know what I'm saying? But the Staple Singers, they have made legendary songs. I'll Take You There, Let's Do It Again, Touch Your Hand, Make a Friend If You Can. And the song that I live by every day. This song, Respect Yourself, I live by every day, because you gotta have respect for yourself before you respect anybody else. And I did a video on it, and I'm put that more in the info box about what it is to be a black man living in this world. And I did like 5 songs that kind of keeps me inspired every day, so I can keep moving, because this world is a cruel world. I'm telling you, man, really. But this song, Respect Yourself, and even though it's not on my list, I gotta play it, y'all. I love this song. I love it to death. But I just have to play this verse because, oh my God, it's like, I love it. But I'm gonna sing along with Mavis. I don't care. But here we go. Let the world owe you something, 'cause you're here. You going out the world backwards like you did when you first come here. Keep talking about the president, won't stop air pollution. Put your hand on your mouth when you cough, that'll help the solution. Oh, you cuss around women when you don't even know their names. And you're dumb enough to think that I'm making you a big old man. Respect yourself. Yeah. Respect yourself. Dee 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 dee. Woo! I'm sorry, y'all. It might have not been part of this list, but I had to play that song. I just love her verse. And Mavis is so underrated as a singer too. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all watch Bad 25, I love how Questlove says that Michael really gives, you know, her respect with the vocal runs and chamons that he do. That comes from Mavis. Hello, Questlove, keep schooling us, brother. But the song that I'm talking about for real, it's inspirational. You know, when I hear it, yeah, I might have my drink in my hand, but I ain't extra. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this is a gospel song, it's inspirational, and you know, for me, I don't be wanting to get down with the get down, even though you can, and you can make a joyful noise to the Lord, but when you listen to that and you got a drink in your hand, you can't be doing all that. But this song, to me, I love it, and it's a go-to when it's not Respect Yourself, and I had to put this on the playlist, and it goes a little something like this. It's off their Be What You Are album that came out in 1974, and here we go. Goes a little something like this. Come on. All right. Come go with me. Woo! Come go with me. Come go with me. Come go with me. Woo! Hey, if you're ready now, come go with me. Woo! I love that song. It's so, and you know, when my family know I play this, because by this time I'm into Stax, so I don't want to go straight to Respect Yourself. So I kind of go to this first, and my family be like, all right, Junior's on his staple singers tip. You know what I'm saying? And they know a couple of staple singer songs is about to be played. And it's just, this song is so smooth, and you can just vibe out to it. And the production is amazing. You just listen, y'all. Woo! Come on, man. Like, you can't tell me you don't feel that. Woo! I love that. I love it. I love it. And you know what's really, you know what she's talking about in this song? She's talking about bringing you to the altar. She's talking about bringing you to the altar, and she's like, I'll come with you. I'll walk down to the altar with you. And if you go to church, that's the one thing the pastor says. He'll say, you know what? Y'all can come to the altar with me, or come to the altar and bring your problems to the altar. Why does my thing always do this crazy mess? It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's all good. We're going to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I like the rawness. Hey, y'all know how we do on Junior's World of Soul. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, she's like literally telling you, like, she's bringing you to the altar, like, I'll come with you. And it's crazy that you can dance, you know what I'm saying, dance to it, but there's a message to it. You know what I'm saying? They're, you know, talking about God. You know what I'm saying? And the way the song was written, and when you finally listen to the words, you're like, yeah, she's talking about I walk with you to the altar. So it's dope. I love this song. And what is crazy is, like, there's a message. There's a message. You can dance and you can party and do all that, but there's a message to it. You can get your little groove on and shake, come go with me. It's all good. But at the end of the day, there's a message in there. And I mean, we need that in today's world, okay? But coming in at number 2, it's the Staple Singers with If You're Ready, Come Go With Me. We at number 1, y'all. We at number 1. Coming in at number 1 is Sam and Dave, because I came in with them. But their number 1 song, this song right here describes me. Period. It describes me so much. If you've been checking Junior's World of Soul out, you will definitely agree that this song is me, and it's the truth, and this is what I'm about, and this is my life, and this is everything, and this song describes me in just 2 words. And here is the number 1 song, and it goes a little something like this. Here we go. right. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Yeah. Woo. Come on, y'all. Am I not a soul man? Really? Does this, like this song, I feel like this is me. It describes me. And it's crazy because Isaac Hayes was the one that wrote this song. He wrote this song. And I feel like, because he wrote this song, I think in 1966, I think he realized 20 years later that somebody was going to be born and they're going to represent this song the right way. And that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this song describes me so much. But it's crazy that Isaac Hayes was inspired by this song because of the civil rights movement and after the 12th Street riots in Detroit. Like, he was inspired to write this. And so he got with his writing partner, and they was like, you know what, we're going to make this song about, you know, a person that's dealing with, you know, their current circumstances, but you're not going to let your current circumstances rule your life. It's more of a pride type of thing. And that's why I feel like when you're like, I'm a soul man, it's more about pride. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what Isaac Hayes was getting at. But this song is just amazing. It's me. I just put this up on my Snap last night. Like, I love this song. When I went out for one of my best friend's birthday in New Orleans, we went to the B.B. King's restaurant, and they were playing a lot of like 60s Motown and Stax. And once they played this song, I got up and I started rocking off. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Like, I love this song. And I just love when Dave come in. Like, this part right here, I just love it when he does this. It's like, this just stamps it for me. And I feel like there's more, you know, with Junior World of Soul and everything. And at this part, every time I hear it, I'm like, there's more. You know what I mean? But here's the part I'm talking about. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Woo! Oh, man. Again, that's what I love about Stax Records and, you know, their production. You feel like you're in the studio with them while Booker T and them are jamming. You know what I mean? And then you see how Sam says, play it, Steve. Like, you feel like you're sitting in there with them. And that's what I love about their sound. You feel it's raw. You connect with it. You know, it ain't got to be mainstream. If it crosses over, great. But if it doesn't, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They was making music from the heart. And that's what I really, really enjoy about Stax music. But coming in at number 1 is Soul Man by Sam and Dave. Well, those are my top 7 joints from the legendary Stax Records. Number 7 was Isaac Hayes with Walk On By. Number 6 was Otis Redding, Respect. Number 5 was Otis Redding, Carla Thomas with Tramp. Number 4 was Booker T and the MGs with Green Onions. Number 4. Number 3 was Johnny Taylor with I Believe in You, You Believe in Me. Number 2 was the Staple Singers, If You're Ready, Come Go With Me. And number 1 was Sam and Dave, Soul Man. Those are my 7. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope y'all got to deal with my craziness and all that in the video. I just love Stax, and I felt like I want to give, you know, their proper respect because I haven't done a solo video just on Stax Records. So this is my dedication to them, to Jim Stewart and his sister Esteem Axon. Like, I gotta give them respect. And they were white. You know what I mean? And they love soul music once they got into it, and they created a legendary, you know, record label. And you know, they still kicking. You know what I'm saying? They still kicking right now. You got Leela James, Angie Stone. You got Josh Stone was on there for a little while. You know, Betty Wright. You still got people on Stat, and Stat is still doing their thing. Because Leela James just got her big hit with her, shoot. Dang, what is the damn song? I forgot. But she just got her a big hit. I don't wanna lose. Oh, man. Even speaking of I Don't Wanna Lose Your Love, before the Emotions got to Columbia, they was with Stax. That's just a fun fact for y'all. But I'm gonna get out of here because I done held y'all for like 50 minutes. I know it's a Friday, so I know y'all ready to go. But hopefully my playlist got y'all rocking. I'm gonna end this video with the king, I feel, of Stax Records, who is one of the kings of soul in my opinion, and talking about Mr. Otis Redding. And we gonna get out of here with a classic from him. And I don't know what classic I want to go with him. We can go with, you know what? Because my computer continues to keep acting stupid, but this is what we're going to do. See, when I talk about it, when I talk about my computer and I crack on it, then it wants to work. You know what I'm saying? My computer be bugging, man. Be bugging straight out. But we're going to end with the happy song, and it goes a little something like this. Here we go. Hopefully y'all enjoyed everything, the craziness, all that. So here we go. Dum dum, dum dum, dee lady dum dum. Happy song. Hey, I'm out, y'all. Peace.